are trains that will take you, for example, all the way along here, but if you want to do anything in these places, you often need to drive. You know, same thing with this entire area, really. Like, you can get around with trains, but, you know, you really need to drive if you want to see stuff. This entire area, you can't really see without driving. All of Shikoku, really, you can't get around very easily without a car. Most of Kyushu is doable by train, but really would recommend a car. This part of Japan, the north part of Chugoku, as we've learned, need a car. Basically, rent a car. I highly recommend it in Japan. It's worthwhile. The traffic rules are really simple. Here are the signs you need to know. This is stop. Don't fuck it up. It's really easy. I mean, like, just stop. No parking. They'll say no parking, but the thing in Japan is that sometimes rules are not always followed, is what you'll realize. Japanese people don't always follow the rules. Because in Japan, it'll say no stopping. And then they'll just press this button. And then now this is the magic cheat code to stop anywhere in Japan. You press this, and everyone stops. It's ridiculous. This is not a hazard light in Japan. This is the free parking anywhere. You press this, and you get to park for free. I don't know why. It's the magic button. They do it everywhere in Japan. If you go next time, you'll notice that when taxi drivers pull over to pick you up, they press this button to pull over. You're allowed to pretty much stop as long as you want, as long as you're in the car if you press this button. But don't do it on highways. So like, let's say you're on a road and you're kind of confused, and the road's at least big enough for a car to get past you. You can press this button, pull over, and, you know, you can wait. That's very different from how we do it in the UK. You don't really press this unless you're actually, like, you know, you actually need to stop. Some other driving rules. What are some other driving rules? What am I trying to pull up? Yeah, no, Americans, I know you love turning right on red. Is that what it is? You can't do that in Japan. Don't do it. You'll see an arrow like this that will let you know when you can. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, I mean, this is all pretty chill. Expressway, yeah, I mean, this is common sense. Don't just join the lane right away. Go to the end. Some other advice that this page doesn't really give you. When you rent a car in Japan, highways, not every highway will accept cash. Some of them require you to have an ETC card. So when you go to the rental car place, just say, ETC card, onegaishimasu. It'll cost 330 yen to rent the card, and you can use highways then. And then that way you don't have to use any cash. It'll be billed at the end of your rental car. You will need it because some areas that you want to drive to will not let you out. Like, you can get onto the highway in certain areas with money, but you can't then, like, leave without certain areas. So you want to get this ETC card. Get the fucking card. Left on red, not allowed in Japan. No, you can't go on any red lights. If there's a red light, you cannot go unless there's a green arrow. Like this one here. Do not go unless you see this. You know? So if it's red, stop. Unless you see this thing. That means you can go. If it's green, you can go as well, even if you don't see this thing. If there's no traffic coming. You know, just be sensible. Use your indicators. Don't be American. What about yellow left turns? Dude, I've never seen this in my life in Japan. Steel cars, trams may proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow, even if the signal light is red or yellow. Pedestrian vehicles may not be... I've never seen this. Yeah, so rent a car. It's really worth it. All of them have GPS in that you can turn to English. I highly recommend it. Just be very careful, especially in Tokyo and big cities, of the one-ways. Use Google Maps. It will not send you down a one-way. It's certain parts of Tokyo are a fucking maze to try and navigate with the one-ways, so just watch out for the sign. Be careful about highways. Only cars and certain CC motorbikes can go on. Bicycles cannot go on. Pedestrians can't go on. Low CC, like mopeds, can't go on, so just be careful. You'll see what it looks like, a highway entrance. Highway entrance. And let me show you real quick. They'll look like this. This is an example. It's like an example of what a highway looks like. You'll see like this. It's this green sign. It is the only signs that are green in Japan. All the other road signs are blue. You see there, no pedestrians. So you're looking for the green sign. It's the green sign for the highway. And it'll have a number here that will tell you which one it is, like which entrance. And yeah, or they'll have like some number here. You don't need to read the Japanese. It doesn't... Google always tells you some dumb shit too. Google is so fucking useless sometimes. It'll tell you like the completely different thing than what the sign says. In Japanese too. It's very annoying. Just look out for the number. And look out for if it's saying like get off in 200 meters. That means just get off the next available turn, right? because there's not going to be like a turn and then a turn in like 50 meters to each other, right? So, yeah. And then what I was talking about with the ETC, this is a very important part of the highway that you're going to need to know if you want to drive in Japan. So, when you come through a gate, this means cash. Green means cash. Purple means ETC. You drive through the purple one if you have an ETC. Not every highway has this cash one. So sometimes you can get onto the highway by using cash, but you will not be able to leave because maybe the exit is only ETC. I don't know why. Yes, it's dumb. And vice versa. There are some toll roads that are not run by the main highway corporation, and so they will only accept cash. That also happens too. There's a really popular road around Mount Fuji. There's a stunning view of Fuji. It's like 1,000 yen, so like $6 toll road that only does cash. And I think they used to do a lot of drifting there, but there's a lot of signs saying no drifting now. But really cool. So yeah, that's my tips. If you go to Japan, rewatch this VOD, and hopefully you learn a couple of things or two, and consider driving in Japan, because it's a really good way of opening up your trip to Japan. Allows you to explore a lot more, not have to rely on like a solid itinerary. You can just fucking be free, man. Be free and enjoy Japan. As somebody who travels around Japan a lot for work and has to plan around it. So yeah,